Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Big Time Auto Racing episode 20. This is a milestone episode, Brandon. We have hit 20 episodes.
Yep.
Feeling good about that?
I am.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. You're in a new location today. You got a new camera, a new microphone, all that good stuff. Things are changing in the Brandon Pierce household. You have got you're a technology genius these days. Look at you. Master. He don't. We might have some issues, is basically what we're saying. But don't mind that. We'll worry about that later. We got a big weekend this weekend, Brandon. You're racing at the Hickory Motor Speedway, which is located up in Newton, North Carolina. Newton or Hickory, whatever you want to call it. Newton, Conover, whatever. Everybody calls that area something different. But basically, it's a little hole that's been there for a long time, since about 1940-something. Don't know exactly when. 48, maybe 40. It's pretty much before NASCAR. I don't even remember exactly when. Maybe it was 51. Am I wrong here? It says it on the logo.
Your guess is good as mine.
I'm rambling, but at this point, I'm just excited. It's Hickory. I got a lot of shit to talk about tonight. I am not racing this weekend, unfortunately. But the good news is we have a baby that's expected at any moment. So, or not any moment, any time she could go into labor. So basically, we're kind of on the. I am freaking the fuck out, to be honest, and I'm just waiting to get to the hospital, and I can't wait to meet him and stuff. So I don't have time to worry about racing right now. So we're kind of doing the I guess the normal adult thing right now, just waiting for baby to get here, and then we'll be good.
My number one question, and especially I guess for our viewers, is the bag packed?
Oh yeah, it's ready.
Bag's packed, ready to rip,
ready to go.
Is your bag packed? Yeah.
We're close. Obviously we got, we still are a week or two out from the actual due date, but everything is on track, and usually that means that things are going to happen sooner than later. So I'm staying prepared, and in order to do that, it's obviously racing is kind of on the back burner right now, but there is a race this weekend. The Cars Tour invades Hickory Motor Speedway, and Brandon here is going to be racing in it. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. It was a good race last year. I got to run it last year, so I'll have a little bit of insights on how it went, and the track really hasn't changed a whole lot since then, but there is a couple key differences that we'll hit on, as far as there is a little bit of a groove change coming off of 4. With the apron being paved now right there, or pit road being paved, people are kind of using that a little bit. So there'll be a little bit of a different, feel on practice day, probably on Friday. So a little bit to talk, a lot to talk about today. Let's just go ahead and get into the entry list, right? I mean,
yeah.
Every week talk about the entry list. I looked at it earlier. It didn't look like nothing crazy. I think there's 29 cars, right?
29 or 30, yeah.
29 or 30 on the entry list.
I think it's 30.
A couple everybody that's running the full season obviously is on the list, and that includes.
Is Cameron Bolin driving his car though, or no?
Yeah, I don't know. Cameron obviously has a broke leg. He hurt his leg in a Legends car race, so
he hit the shit out of that wall.
Yeah, so he's on the mend, but. Don't know if there's going to be somebody else in his car or what the deal is on that, but I'll go ahead and run through the entry list. We got 03, Brendan Queen, Ronnie Bassett Jr., Deke McCaskill, Andrew Grady, Brandon Pierce, Bobby McCarty, Mason Diaz, Buddy Isles Jr., Sam Butler, and that's a return. Sam Butler, he hasn't raced on the tour in a few years, or a couple years now, I don't believe. So good to see Sam back. He's actually like my neighbor. So I'll go blow the horn in the middle of the night or something Friday night and mess with him. Anyways, Sam Butler's in it in the 14. Ryan Millington, Logan Clark, Chad McCumbee, Connor Hall, Cade Brown, Cody Dempster, Connor Zilish, Brent Cruz, Landon Huffman, Bryce Applegate, Stephen Nassy, Gio Ruggiero, Josh Cossack in the 57. Landon Lewis, Cameron Bolin, Katie Hettinger, Trayton Lapsevich, Minnie Tyrell, Connor Jones, and Jacob Hefner. So 57, Josh Cossack, that is your teammate this weekend, correct?
Okay. That is correct.
So Josh has donned the 57, the Carroll Speed Shop house car number. So that's another name in there. Josh has some experience at Hickory, so in a previous track champion. Yeah, previous track champion. So that's a guy to definitely watch out for. Jacob obviously switching teams, but back in the 95, also a past track champion at Hickory. So, that'll be somebody to keep an eye on. Obviously, things have changed up for him. So, and then we kind of, I tried to go through the list and talk about guys that stand out every week at Hickory specifically. I mean, obviously, Landon, he's kind of on a revenge tour right now. He's kind of looking to prove everybody wrong at this point. I know he's had a rough start to the season. He's looking to turn around. So I'm sure Hickory is highlighted for him. But he's, got a lot of work to do to get at that point. But I definitely think there's a good chance for it. So I would highlight him as probably a good fantasy. He'd probably have good odds this week, I'd say. After Southern National, Landon probably has good good betting odds, I should say. Favorable odds for the better. Other than that, there's a lot of guys over the years at Hickory. I was looking at the stats earlier. The crazy thing about Hickory, I think this might be the most raced at track, right, in car store history.
Oh, I would say it's got to be.
Okay, because there has been 19 races ran there, and
19 tour races.
19 tour races ran at the Hickory Speedway.
Yeah,
two of those though was they did the twins or whatever, right? Didn't they do like a twin deal one time?
I'm not sure.
Or was that?
That was if track? They did. That was before They did that at Dominion.
That's right. To the Alfredo won both those, right?
No, Jared Fryer and
what did I see earlier that said? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was a
Dominion twins. I think Jared Fryer won one of them, and maybe Lane Riggs won the second one. I know Fryer won one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way. Over the years, there's been a lot of different winners, for sure. The most winningest driver at Hickory is, of course, Josh Berry, who is not in the race, but Bobby McCarty, close second with 3 wins. Josh has 4. Deke has a win there. Historically, hasn't had he didn't really like Hickory. I think he had 18 starts, 13 top 10s, 1 win. By Deke standards, that's not a lot of success. And I think, him finally, was it 2 years ago that he won? Let me see here. It was, no, it was longer than that, wasn't it? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He won in, what year did you win, Deke? Deke won in 2016. So
yeah,
it was somebody won there I guess it was Bobby or something that won there, and we had him on that made me think that. But anyways, Deke won early at Hickory and hasn't had a ton of, or at least not a lot of wins since then. So, right. But he's always a threat. So I mean, but the reason I wanted to point out Deke was throttle hung today at practice. It looks like, and tore the hell out of the race car.
Yep.
So they are on they got a lot of work to do. Obviously.
Good news is, though, from what we've been told, he is okay. So
yeah, Deke's okay. Car didn't look like it was okay. I mean, obviously, hung throttle usually doesn't equal good results. So Deke's car's tore all to hell. Did they say it was a hung throttle, by the way, or am I just making that up?
That's what my wife sent me on their Facebook. So yeah,
it looked like a throttle hanging situation for sure. But anyways. So, yeah, they definitely have their work cut out for them, or Deke does, coming off of that. That's for sure. So, reason I mentioned that is because that's always, I feel like anytime there's a Cinderella story looming, something like that, something like that happens, you never know. Deke's a guy you could, and I feel like I pick Deke every week, but, I mean, it's hard not to. Because he's literally on the top of every damn leaderboard that we look at on track stats. I mean, he's.
So did you just announce to our viewers who your pick is?
No, not yet. I'm not gonna pick Deke this week. I wanna change it up a little bit, but yeah. Overall, other than that, Deke and Lane are both up there. Lane hasn't won at Hickory, but he's got a lot of top 5s and top 10s. Is he on the entry list this week or not? Did I say his name?
No.
I didn't think I said his name.
I was fixing to say he'll be in a truck, but then I remembered the trucks race Friday night, so
right.
He could be there, but he is not there.
Yeah.
Landon Lewis is in the 62.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, I'm 27th all time at Hickory. No big deal. 6 starts, 0 top 10s. Would love to change that. I've knocked on the door a few times, but unfortunately last year was probably about the closest we'd been. And went all to hell, but we'll talk more about that here in a bit. But other than that, man, there's not really whole lot different about the racetrack this year, but
It's
Connor
looked
Hall
nice.
has been damn dominating right now.
Yeah.
And he's going to be tough to beat at Hickory. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. Not that, I mean, I guess we can go ahead. It'd be a good time to make a pick. But Connor Hall, I was going to say, Connor isn't very high on the all-time list on the, matter of fact, he's actually behind me in starts. He's only got 4 starts, so he's hasn't raced there a lot, but he's 1 for 4, 4 for 4 on top fives. No, 2 for 4 on top 5. Sorry, Carson Quaffle is 4 for 4 on top fives, and 1 for 4 on wins. So Carson
he has
and
won
Connor,
a tour race. He has won a tour race, all right?
Carson and Connor both have won tour races there. Yeah, I think they split them
He won the
last year.
throwback
Right?
race.
No, Mason won last year. Mason
yeah.
won a race last year.
So it was the year before. He did the Dick Trickle scheme. I know that. Heck, you probably wrapped it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So the last few winners at Hickory has been Mason Diaz, Carson Quaffle, and Connor Hall, Chad McCumbee. So over the past 2 years, under the current kind of rules package, that's the winners that we've seen. So obviously, different tire package this year hasn't proved to be a whole lot different. At least on the speed charts, it is a little bit different, but overall, the racing's not incredibly different as far as ST2 tires versus the F45s. I do know that they are, they're switching. The Hickory Limiteds are switching to the ST2s, used ST2s from the Cars Tour. I do know that. Random bit of news that I figured out. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know if they're actually from Cars Tour. I just know they're going to ST2. I assume they're going to I assume they're from Cars Tour. I think that's just, probably just MTP. That's how they take them used tires or old tires. Anyways, so Hickory is a little bit different this year. The pit road has been paved, so good news for everybody coming that's has bitched about pit road for years. It looks nice again.
Unless you're on the back.
Yeah, if you're on the back stretch, sorry about it. It's pretty much the same. But the back stretch really wasn't too bad. It's just grass. And honestly, it's usually only people like me that end up on the back stretch anyway. So for the most part, if you get there on time, you can park on the front stretch, or at least in 1 and 2. Problem is if it rains.
I wonder though how many and then I wonder how many pros we got though, because that also dictates it.
What is our weather chances looking like this weekend?
We are gonna race. That's what
we're looking good.
Fantastic.
All right, that's the best news I've heard all day, is that we don't have a weather threat.
Yeah, about damn time.
Good news. So warm weather. I do think. Let's see here. I think it's gonna be in the 70s on Saturday, right?
Negative.
Negative. It's gonna be cold.
We're gonna freeze. Yeah.
Oh shit! It's gonna be cold. I thought it was gonna be warm this weekend.
No, that was last week. That's why we golfed.
Well, I thought it was just gonna keep getting warmer.
Me too. It almost gets below freezing, I think, Friday and Saturday for the lows.
Right.
Bummer.
All right. Well, I kind of already hit on it, but let's go into expert race picks, because I got a lot of expert picks for this one. And due to the sheer domination so far this year at Hickory by Connor, I'm going to go with Connor Hall for the pick to win Hickory.
Solid pick.
I'm picking who I think is going to win the race.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
But there is like 3 or 4 guys that I could say the same damn thing about. Like I could say it for Carson, I could say it for Butterbean, and
Carson won't be there, so
that's right.
He will be.
That's right. I keep forgetting. So Mason,
which is good news for everybody else.
Well, I can just flip flop that and turn that into Mason then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The junior car, Butterbean. I mean, he's been pretty solid there too. So, and then also Chad McCumbee. I mean, I know I picked him a week ago, but he won a couple years ago there. He always runs pretty good at Hickory. So, there's a lot of guys that are definitely, favorites, I should say. But I'm going to go with Connor Hall this week just because he's been running at Hickory. He's has more experience on the slight updates to the racetrack and all that good stuff. So I would say Connor's probably a safe bet. But things are always crazy at Hickory. It could be a wreck fest. It could be a very clean and green race. It could go either way. Hickory's one of those tracks that it's different every damn time. I mean, I don't feel like I've ever raced 2 races that are remotely raced the same there. It's always different. It's just the most dynamic racetrack I feel like ever because it's just always changing. It's hard to put a bunch of laps together that are consistent at Hickory. That's for sure. It'll teach you to drive. But and I can harp on Hickory all I want because I grew up here and I raced there. It's my home track or whatever. But you've kind of almost called Hickory home the last couple of years a little bit. It's your 18th home track.
Yeah.
And I've
resided quite a bit at the Wilson household.
Yeah. And so you're kind of a Hickory stepchild at this point.
Yeah.
What's your expectations for this weekend? Like, how you feeling about it?
Well, I was told that, and I'm sure you could probably speak on this a little bit. So even though they didn't, I guess, technically do any kind of a repave to the actual racing surface, they did put down a bunch of concrete spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, interested to see what that does. I mean, obviously, I've watched the local shows on Flow these first couple weeks, and still looks like there's the good old bump getting into one. That hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know that if you try to go down there thinking you're going to have some grip on the apron, Connor Hall showed everybody that's not the case. It pretty violent. So gonna have to stay away
it
from
de-wedges
that.
the shit out of you.
Yeah.
If you ain't turning, damn, put her down there, buddy. That's all I got to say. Put her down there and hold the hell on.
If you're tired and shit, that might be where you want to be.
Yep. So if anybody gets tight this weekend and you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking, surely I ain't gonna do that shit, but you're gonna be tight as hell about lap 110. You're gonna say, well, I'd damn try it one time. Hold on to that son of a bitch. You're gonna be making X's with your elbows in a hurry because it's immediately making X's.
Yeah.
So, 1 and 2 ain't changed a lot though.
Yeah, and then this race, is the 150 lapper. So that
That's
extra 25 laps, I do think adds, a little bit of strategy as far as, I think qualifying is going to be very important. That's one thing we probably should have looked at, but I think somebody actually told me that the other day. I think the last 4 or 5 Hickory races, car tour races, have not been won from outside the top 5.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be important. Try to keep track position and ride when you can and whatnot. But I'm excited, man. Tough field, good time of year. She's going to be fast. The old girl still got is still sealed and those cooler temperatures, So
actually,
I think
actually 18 out of 19 times the race has been won from the top 5 starting spot.
Yeah, I mean, so I would say if you're 6th, you're shit out of luck. No,
yeah, no doubt.
But so yeah, man, I think it's got all the potential for it to be another barn burner at Hickory. Not like it's, Hickory, I think is safe to say, and this is not being biased, obviously. I mean, it has probably put on some of the best car tour races for sure. So, and
no doubt it's put on the most car tour races too. So you have to factor that in. But I'm telling you, most of the time it's pretty damn good races there, especially
like I don't recall a boring Hickory race that I've been in for the tour. I'm saying
no.
Well, there was one night we went like caution free minus the competition cautions. Ryan
well, the racing was badass. Was badass at the end of the 2022 throwback when I was racing in it with you. But
yeah,
throughout that race, it wasn't really that exciting, except Connor and Sawalich's battle.
the shit out of each other.
It was a hell of a race at the end, but really, it was a bunch of it was a long green flag run at the end. Remember, it was a damn like 75 lap green flag run. I was holding it. That was my first race.
Yeah, I was done.
That was my first race in like 4 years. That was my first real race. I raced a 35 lap limited or 50 lap limited race like the week or a couple weeks before, and dude, I was hurting at the end of that one. That was tough. Like right after that, I was like, I gotta start going to the gym and shit. That was bad. I felt like shit.
That was the first night I got introduced to Pockets and Brews. After that, you're like, man, there's only one way to heal this.
Yeah. It was that was throwback races always race a little bit different than these.
For sure.
Last year's
Especially
race,
last year's hotter than hell.
Last year's race, it was the first Hickory race of last year. I guess I could kind of go over because last year we had to I had to run to damn B main to make it in the race.
Yeah,
I was
that's
in the
when everybody was
LCQ.
showing up trying to make Wilkesboro.
Yeah, there's about 36 or 8 that showed up that week, or 36, something like that. Anyway, it took the top 26 on time, and I think I tied for 26th. And so I had to start. I started on a pole in a damn LCQ, and Higgins was starting second. I'm like, well, hopefully, because me and him probably about races on about the same budget or whatever, and at least it looks like it as far as trailer and car and all that shit. So I was like, hopefully, I'll get a good restart here, and he'll just fall in. Well, damn, he might, even if I don't get a great restart and we race for a lap or two, he'll probably just settle in. You know, fuck no. That son bitch was pinned on my right front off of 2. I almost wrecked it. My god damn, he's racing like, I mean, I get it, but hell, I let him go. I should have raced like shit, because I could have said I want to be main, but anyways, I had to race my way in. I ended up finishing second, so it worked out good. I think it's only like a 10 lapper or something, right? It was really short, but
No, it was like 25, 30 laps, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Y'all ran because then y'all had to put on tires for your feature.
Yeah, it was my only top 5 of the year, but I was proud of it.
That's the same night me and you hit doors and
Yeah.
threw a big old cloud
Was
of
it?
smoke.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So I was so that I started damn 26th, 7th, I guess, or 8th actually, and ended up I was passing for about 9th or 10th on the top, and Mason put me in the catch fence, and then he said his spot, that was the one where a spotter said clear. I was at his, I mean, I don't know what happened there. That one was unfortunate, but
It was not clear.
it was brutal. I mean, that derailed my next. That pretty much derailed the season at that point. Because if we finish top 10 with no damage there, we're probably a patch of hell after that. But after that, instead, we blow up at Ace and don't make the race. And, which I guess the motor thing would have happened regardless. But, yeah, that sucked, because I definitely that was the best we had been, at Hickory in a while. I mean, obviously, but we was good. I was running the top good. So I was gonna say I was pretty good up top. So you might have something up there. It's been pretty good throughout the year so far. DJ won one up there
Yeah.
a couple weeks
Old
ago.
girl,
Almost did it again last weekend. But
I was gonna say, dude, that was a hell of a race. I was at
yeah,
Old Stoke Ridge watching it on my phone.
yeah, it was a good one. But the top's working pretty good right now. So I don't want to give out too many secrets, I guess, but it's definitely working up. It's definitely working good. So hopefully there's good side by side racing. I think we can anticipate a lot of side by side racing. Unfortunately, Brandon, it's probably gonna be hard as shit to pass on the bottom. Just by watching the last couple of weeks, it looks like the top's kind of rolling, but it could, who knows how this week of weather does to it. But
It looks like the good old quarter panel punt off of 2 is working.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen that all year. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's but also one thing we ain't mentioned yet was the bathrooms have been renovated. Bathrooms have been renovated. Now, I think last year Hickory got the worst bathroom score of the year, probably.
Oh,
and
I would think
deservingly so. And now they are up there. They're pretty. It's a lot better. I mean, it ain't a lot different, but it's a lot
Crazy
clean.
what
It's a little
some fresh
clean.
paint,
Oh, yeah.
pissers, and epoxy will do to a place, ain't it?
Yeah, and 8-foot tall stalls. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference. That makes sense.
And locks. And locks.
Yeah, 8-foot tall stalls with locks make a big difference versus the 4-footers for sure. But yeah, so that's great. So you guys don't go in there and start making snow-capped shit mountains all day, tire guys. I know what y'all are doing, and spotters and all y'all. I know what the hell y'all do. Just
Yeah, I think it's because everybody stops at Sheets and
go,
just goes in there and buys
go to the
all kinds of
the grandstands and go do your number 2s up there.
Yeah.
At least if it's not an emergency situation, you guys got to watch. At least on Fridays, damn man, y'all make it hard. You show up on Saturday morning, there's already some snow-capped shit mountains, and that's tough on the economy. That's tough on short track racing in general. That'll make a man quit in a hurry.
I'm going.
Hell, that'll make a man go dirt racing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, looking forward
So
to Hickory.
who's your dark horse? We got your
I was
pick.
about
Who's your dark horse?
that's tough because there's a lot of there's a lot of names that probably can't really be considered dark horses. I mean, like Landon, right, is probably a dark horse
I
at
would
this
say
point.
if
He
you
didn't make
haven't,
he didn't make the race last week, so I think
I would
he
say
counts.
if you haven't won a race at that racetrack, technically you could be
Kind of a dark
like,
horse.
because you're not a favorite, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think Landon qualifies as a dark horse, so I'd put a stamp on him, but he's kind of the easy pick because he's the local guy. But I would say to Sam Butler, man. Yeah, Sam Butler's ran pretty decent in not great stuff for the last. I mean, it's at Hickory, getting his feet wet again, and he's he ran good back in the day in pretty good stuff, and he's going to be
So now,
in Kendall Sellers' car. So
oh, okay, that's what I was going to ask. So he's driving Jared's car?
yep, he'll
That
be
14.
Yep, he'll be in a good car. So be exciting to see what comes of that. So I would say Sam would be a good dark horse. He's a previous winner at Hickory multiple times. So, and he's even kicked Josh Berry's ass there before a couple of times, I believe. So Sam had good stuff and had some good runs there. So I'd say Sam probably qualifies as an honorable mention as a dark horse for sure. I'm definitely keeping it in house on these. I mean, I'm basically just picking friends, and I'm not allowed to pick Brandon. That's just go over podcast rules again, everybody. Not allowed to pick Brandon. He's not allowed to make picks since he's part of the tour actively racing this week. I guess when we both race, I mean, we don't really make picks every week. I mean, that's kind of a weird thing to do, like we said. But we'll just.
I don't know. I kind of enjoy it to keep.
We'll handle the previews differently.
I've been keeping track.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's okay to who do I think is the car to beat? Probably Connor Hall. That's a fair assumption for everybody in the tour right now at Hickory, I'd say. I'd say Landon's a good dark horse pick, and also Sam Butler would be a good honorable mention on that too, for sure.
If I had to offer my 2 cents, which I know you try to normally keep me out of it, which I mean you touched on it a little bit earlier. I feel like this could be the weekend that maybe Ryan Millington puts everything together and gets it done.
I was gonna mention Ryan because here's a fun fact: Ryan Millington. You'd think how many top fives you reckon Millington has out of 7 starts roughly?
In the car store?
Yeah, you'd say about 50%, 60%.
I think it's probably only like 2 because he's probably been in it all 7 and then had something happen.
How about this? He's never even had a top 10.
Oh, wow.
Never had a top 10, but it's probably led in a few of those races.
I know that me and you have some awesome well, it's yours, but GoPro footage of us splitting him last year coming to the checkered.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep. Yeah, it was almost ugly. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot that was Ryan. Yeah, so and he got shit out of top 10 there. I guess he would have had that.
Yeah, he's running
top
like
10.
6th,
right,
I think.
Yeah. So Ryan's never had a top 10, but he runs good there every week. So that would be a great dark horse pick, actually, is Ryan Millington. You're the expert here. You should make the expert picks.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that's if I had to look at it, and just say somebody. I think you've obviously hit it pretty nail on the head. I would say a lot of people are probably feeling that way, and rightfully so. I would definitely if I was a betting man, and we could do car store bets, and if Connor was showing up in his blue car, which he's not, but if he was, I would totally put a pretty hefty bet down on that probably, and I'm competing against him. But I mean, I'm just saying,
yeah, the old Blue Dragon's got a pretty good stranglehold on the Hickory Motor Speedway. That's for sure. So yeah, we're expert race picks going Connor Hall for the win, and I'm gonna say Landon Huffman / Sam Butler / Ryan Millington, dark horses to keep eyes on for sure. Landon's not really a dark. Also, the popularity thing kind of hurts your dark horse chances too, because you're like a known face in the tour. Everybody's like, man, a dark horse. Everybody knows Landon. He just won $30,000 last year. So that's why I have 3 picks. Okay. Yeah. Green flag, is it at 8:30 this weekend? What are you thinking?
Let me tell you there, bud.
Well, Brandon's gonna give us a little bit of green flag updates. Flow tickets. It's on Flow, obviously. Tickets are $25 as per usual, I believe. And
so I'm gonna say, so we've got a 7:30 green flag for the pros, which are running 100 laps.
Yeah, ought to put us about 8:30.
There's 27 of them this week.
Oh shit. That might be about 9:30.
Yeah, I was just say they're gonna get a little wild. Which, for my NC State basketball watching purposes,
there's 29 pro late models.
No, 27.
27. That's a lot. Damn, I don't even know. We didn't even mention that. We're a Cars Tour podcast, not just late models. Let's see what they got going on over here in the pro late models this weekend. Big surprise.
You want me to run through the pro entry list?
Yeah, go through it.
So yeah, folks, we have 27 pros for the good old Hickory Motor Speedway Saturday night at 7:30. We've got Kyle Campbell, the Southern National first-time tour winner, but also he was the first race of the year winner at Southern National.
Yep.
Jimmy Renfrew Jr., Tristan McKee, Brandon Lopez, Justin Kreider, Tyler Church, Ashton Higgins, who announced this week he is in a partnership with Highland Motorsports for the remainder of the Car Store season. Aiden King, Hudson Bolger, Chris Wright, Kyle Steckley, Jake Boleman, Caden Quapple, Max Cookson, Nick Loden, Joshua Horneman, Connor Jones, Dustin Bryson, Jeff Batten, Caden Honeycutt, William Hale, Tyler Tanner, Katie Hedinger, Logan Jones, Max Reeves, TJ DeCare, and Dylan Garner.
So they probably going to tear some shit up Saturday.
Yeah,
not because of that entry list, but anytime there's 60 damn race cars at Hickory, there's going to be some wrecks. There's going to be some damn good racing.
Tow truck's going to get a workout.
Oh, yeah. Yo, tow truck probably have a few trips on it.
So I'm going to say
part of it.
I'm going to say a 9:15
ish
green flag for the late model stocks.
Yeah. But
and hopefully that means I'm booking my plane ticket to Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah, if you're a late model stock purist, it'll probably be during about 9 o'clock. But I'd probably watch pros this weekend, folks. That's a lot of cars at Hickory Motor Speedway. I mean, I don't think we have to really tell people this. They already know that the pros have been pretty badass throughout the years at Hickory. But 27 cars, that's going to be cool. That's probably tied for about the most they've had at Hickory, I'd imagine. Cars Tour. Right?
Yeah, I mean, normally I feel like we don't see that many until like the throwback race.
Right. Yeah, it's
that's awesome.
Pretty great, pretty good field, no doubt. So yeah, man. Looking forward to Hickory. Obviously, it's we had a little bit of a mess up in the schedule due to the rain out. We made our preview episode for New River, and then a day later, after we posted the episode of previewing the race, they said we ain't racing there no more. It's raining. So that episode was essentially pointless, and then they didn't race, so we took a week off, and then now you guys are listening to this week's Hickory preview, so that's why there's a little bit of a weird gap in the schedule. But we've been persistent. We just want, we're not gonna make too many random episodes when there ain't racing going on, especially when we make a preview that was essentially just kind of pointless because they didn't even race it. But I guess we'll revisit that when you guys go to New River after Hickory, because you guys are the Hell Tour starts Saturday, buddy. Hell Tour begins. April Hell Tour begins, and you got Hickory, you got New River, and then you got to go right back to old Orange County. But you're probably looking forward to that little stretch of tracks, though, I'd say, huh?
I am, and then we've got a tire test at Wilkesboro the Wednesday after Orange County.
Right. Hopefully I will be. That'll probably be my return to the race car. Breaking news, everyone. That's probably my return to the race car this year. Will probably be the Wilkesboro tire test. I mean, that is probably the most non-news thing that anybody could have literally made today. But yeah, believe it or not, they're having an open test at Wilkesboro, and guess who's going to be there? Making laps with his tongue hanging out the side of his mouth. Probably me.
Apologies.
And we'll have a newborn baby at that point. So life will be a little different. Maybe I'll go a little faster because of it. Who knows?
You gonna go ahead and bring the camper up there and let her be graced that week?
I don't know when that. I don't know when all that's happening, but we're not far out. I know that because it's definitely
it's here.
Yeah, the phones are starting to buzz and all that good stuff. We're starting to get some ideas, starting to get some pretty cool plans in place for Wilkesboro this year. I do have a couple things I'm going to do that is going to be pretty fun, but I mean, nothing crazy. But I also, I need to go. We're getting the car pretty much done at this point. It's we're getting the body hung on it. Got our new body in that we won for the throwback best appearing deal last year. So thanks everyone for voting for that. Now we have a new body. I was still on the same one, obviously, from last year. That one's getting transported to the other car. And so we have, got a little bit of work cut out for us. We got to get the motor put in and the body is getting mounted from scratch, restarting on her, getting her dialed in for Wilkesboro. So excited to do that. It is fun. I do enjoy doing work like that with the guys, and they're all really good at it, and I'm just kind of in the way. Sometimes I sneak in there and try to pretend like I know what I'm doing and usually mess something up, but they are good enough they can fix it. So it's fun to it's a fun part of year right now for us as far as racing goes. I know I was a little worried about not getting to race a lot, but I think it's going to make us as a team really strong because we get to kind of pick and choose where we go, and we're, the togetherness is probably a lot more there than it ever has been. I don't know if it's just because maybe I'm more of an emotional person now due to like having a kid or whatever, but like it's neat. You look at things a little bit differently. I guess you guys get to go on that journey with me because I'm doing a podcast while going through all this, so maybe big time auto racing isn't the place for all that every time, but there's definitely we have a lot of cool shit coming up this year. Me and Brandon both. I'm not just talking about myself. I'm talking about the collective of what we are doing. I do think there's a lot of cool stuff in the future. How do you feel about that? Think we got some cool stuff coming up or what?
Yeah, I mean, we I think what's been cool is, people's been able to see mine and your friendship and relationship evolve naturally and in real time in real life, and obviously my wife and I have being really good friends with you and Allie have been able to be supportive of you guys through this process, and little man's almost here, and
it's been
that's a lot going on and a lot of exciting times and changes, and just like you said, man, I think you hit on it best. A lot more not, I guess you could say bonding, but just a lot more quality time spent with people, and it's just been really cool, making memories and seeing everything, and still a lot to come.
Yeah, I think there's like, I don't know what all this year has in store, but I've been probably I've had to like really racing it's you look at it as a blessing, obviously, but when you're around it your whole life, you don't know anything else. It's odd to think about life without racing.
Yeah, it's your thing. So like,
and
it's your normal. As
far as, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just because I get asked a question all the time now. Everybody thinks that, or they're wondering. They see me at the racetrack and not racing, or if I'm videoing or whatever, and think that why are you not racing now? What happened? And what do you mean what happened? I missed one damn race. I'm having a kid. I don't know what the hell everybody. And not that everybody's like that, but you get asked that question a lot, and it makes you think about it. Like, damn, I don't know, why ain't I racing? But it's it's hard to stay away from it when you go to the racetrack. During the off season when you're busy, it's easy to stay away from the race car and avoid the work that it takes. But as soon as you get back around it, I think everybody knows how that goes. It happens pretty fast, and you get ready to go racing again. So that's how I feel right now, and I'm excited to get back in a race car soon. Obviously, that'll be Wilkesboro. Will be obviously the earliest I can get back, but looking forward to it. So I just wanted to clarify that I guess I'm not just doing podcasts this year, not just hanging out. I'm not intentionally not racing. There's a few races, and it sucks to not. I guess because I've only missed one race at this point, I ain't felt that bad about it. I'm about to miss 3 in a row. It's gonna be a tough little stretch of 3 weeks. I'm missing out a lot of shit. So I guess that's why it's on my mind. I've been kind of dreading this time of the year for a long time, as far as missing out. But it works out because my kids like do anytime, so my mind's gonna be way away from it. But yeah, tell everybody know it bothers the shit out of me to not be there, for sure. I didn't think it would, but it does. But I think like going forward, the coolest thing about the whole process of missing a few races is the getting to actually be a fan of it again, and like watching Southern National was really neat. And getting to watch Hickory this weekend is going to be cool. I haven't got to do that in a while. I'll watch a car store race there and not be on edge the whole weekend about it. So it'll be fun to be a fan again this weekend for sure. So I'm going to be pulling like hell for you, though. But I'm going to be kind of pissed I ain't out there raising hell.
Yeah, I might have to go up and run the old top just for you because you're normally when I'm there riding, here comes bright ass fluorescent Dylon on my top.
Green flag for pros is at 7:30. Is that what you said, or 7? 7:30. So 7:30. Yep. Green flag for pros, and obviously pre-race ceremonies, all that right before that. But yeah, tickets $25. Hickory's a great place to watch a race at. There's plenty of seating. There's really not a bad seat in the house. A lot of stuff to do in the area. Obviously, right down the road from Mooresville and all that, and Charlotte. I mean, everybody kind of knows the Hickory area. That's in the racing world, obviously. So,
and throw a jacket on, folks. And
it's gonna be cold. I was about to say. Next point was
it's gonna be a little chilly, but we do have Fan Fest. So come out and see us.
Oh yeah, Fan Fest. That's good news. The boy got new hero cards too.
Yes,
got some new cards.
Credit to D-Dubs and Onewraps, One Designs, Ford Drive. So he's hooked me up. Come check out the new look.
Yep.
And I also will have merchandise across the road. So
good deal. Hopefully next time I see you guys, I might be a dad by then. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been keeping the phone on loud.
Yeah, we're close. I think it's nice to talk about racing because it kind of gets you away from it for a little bit, but at least from the anticipation. So I'm just we're gonna wait it out, and maybe next time I see you guys, I'm a dad, and maybe the kid will look back on this one day and like, look at how damn dumb Dylon and Brandon are, or Dad and Brandon are. They made a podcast. Look at them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess that's kind of why we do it. So we have some kind of memories.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know if news is the right word, but just thoughts. We'll keep bringing y'all thoughts. News is not our forte, but thoughts on news may be that's definitely our
better way to characterize.
That's definitely the we're not Car Store Racing news. We're Car Store Racing thoughts. From the helmet, from behind the wheel. So anyways, we will see you guys next time. It'll be on Wednesday. You guys have a good weekend. Go to Hickory, watch a race, or watch it on float. See you guys next time.